friends. Hope you're doing well. So if you watched yesterday's video, you know that I am currently reading this book, Extreme Ownership, How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. It's very good. I also noticed on Amazon it's on sale. You can get the hardcover for $10. I'll leave a link in the description. But what I want to talk about today is productivity. So I've been trying to be very productive today, have a productive day, and I've really been wrestling with the idea of like, what does that mean? You know, what does productivity mean? And for me, it means, you know, activities I can do that move me closer to a goal. And so I was like, okay, like what are my goals? And I'm realizing like I've got a lot of goals out there. Like I've got one main goal, which is to, you know, make a living just through doing crew work, you know, working on film crews and creating content, you know, YouTube stuff between my 4 YouTube channels. And also with my investments to be able to eke out, you know, a pretty comfortable living, you know, about what I make now. Hopefully that builds, you know, and I'd be happy with a lot less, just as long as I'm paying the bills. You know, I'm not getting behind on debt. Everything's comfortable. That's what I'm after, you know, to just have, you know, several sources of income and be pretty consistent, because crew work is it goes up and down, and so do like one-man band gigs, where like a one-man band gig is like where someone comes to me and it's like, we need a video for this, and then I go, we work together, we produce it, I shoot it, I edited it, and I give them a video and they give me money. So that's the best way to get paid for me, but those don't come often. And so anyway, I want to move towards that lifestyle where, you know, I have these sources of income, my income is fairly stable. That's really it, you know, and just not have a traditional job, you know, because I don't think I could. I think I work best in a team, but I also don't think I work good in the conventional 9-to-5 environment. You know, I've had a couple jobs, and like I've always done very well at jobs, but like working in a corporate office setting where like there's like office politics, I can't get in on that. Like I don't know how to operate in it. I'm never been a popularity person. So anyway, to get on with the point of the video is I have a new way that I'm going to try to think about productivity and how I can arrange those activities to achieve what I need to get to those goals. You know, I've got my goal setting list. I've got my 10 goals for the year. And it's like, okay, well, at any point, if I work on any of those 10 things, I'll be moving towards where I want to go, which is great. But I thought about how I have, realistically, so many different targets. You know, it's very simple to say, like, okay, I want consistent income from a variety of sources that I have 100% ownership of and control over, you know, which is really what I want. But when you break that down, like, okay, well, what does that look like? That looks like one-man band work. So, you know, weddings and corporate videos and nonprofit videos. So you've got that strata. You've got 4 YouTube channels. You've got crew work, which is working with multiple different crews, you know, so you gotta check all those things. You've got just that alone. And like that's even before you add in things like personal things like my health and relationships, friendships, you know, my girlfriend, my family, taking care of Bear. You know, Bear's here, he's sitting on the couch, he's looking at me. He's a good guy. We're gonna get him in one of these videos one of these days. But there's just so many things, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, if you just do a little bit every day, that makes sense. But like lately, I've been thinking about like, what if you batched things, and you just called it like a mission? And I don't know what this is gonna look like yet, but I think it's because I've been reading this book, which is why I brought it up. That like they have a very complex. They're talking about the war in Iraq and how the Navy SEALs that they were in charge of like made a difference. And it's like, well, they had all these different missions and like different types of missions, and it's like that's like my life. And so I'm like, why don't I think of things as a mission, and instead of just being like kind of willy-nilly just like shooting from the hip at all these different goals and like kind of hitting them some days and then completely missing them for like a week, why don't I have like a mission? And then you could kind of coast a little bit, you could still shoot from the hip, but it's like, okay, well, I've got this big box of things I want to make ASMR videos with. It's been sitting for months and months. Some of the things in this box have been in there for years, or they've been in other boxes and then they've slowly congealed into this one big box. And so it's like, okay, well, what if like a mission for an idea would be like, okay, I'm gonna go through this whole box and we're gonna make all these videos, and it doesn't matter if it's like 50 videos. Yeah, I'm just gonna take, by the end of the week, I'm gonna go through this box, and then you can schedule out those videos. And even though I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not really planning on doing any no talking videos on this channel anymore, at least for the short to mid-term. I think I'm moving them all over to my white noise channel, which you can find down in the description. You can go follow that if you want, if you like those videos. Because I just think this channel is starting to, it seems like people, I'm not going to say expect, but it seems like it's resonating, the talking videos. It seems like you like my personality for some reason. Thank you. You're great. Hit the like button. And so I'm just like, okay, like, what do these missions look like? Is it a 1-day mission? Is it a 3-day mission, like a 3-day weekend? Is it a weekly mission, a monthly mission? Maybe it's a little bit of both. Maybe it's like, okay, well, every day I've got the ongoing to-do list that just nags at me. But then maybe I need to have a mission. I don't always need to have a mission going. And maybe we could do weekly missions, because that makes sense. You plan them on Sunday, you start executing Monday. And that way, by Sunday you kind of know what your week's going to look like to some degree. And so you can kind of plan out how hard or easy the mission is, and a week is just long enough. These people are fucking assholes, right? It's just long enough to know what to get you there. Because it's like, you think about like people that run. I don't run, but apparently a very popular way of motivating yourself when running is to be like, I just got to get to that light post. And if you can see the ending, it's a lot easier to get in. So I think that's really the point, is like being able to see the end. And it's manageable, because my goal this year is like 500 YouTube videos, which is great. Because I like making these videos, and it's doing it every day. That's 360 of them or whatever, But it's like, okay, that's still tough, because I gotta make like 1.5 a day or something like that. And so it's like, okay, well, what if I made the weekly goal to continue doing my daily ASMR videos, or almost daily, or whatever you want to call it. And then this week I'm doing 10 movie reviews. That's just my mission for the week. And I can just kind of hyper-focus, lock in, do my regular to-do list, do my like must-dos, get those up out of the way, do a couple of the maybe kind of wanna-dos, and then focus the rest of my energy on those 10, get them out, mission accomplished, and maybe even have a secondary objective that goes in good with that. I don't know what that would look like, for that particular mission, but you get the idea. It's just that, like, so you batch. And if I did 10 videos, posted one a week, I've got 10 weeks of content for that YouTube channel. Done, right? So that's just kind of like my new way of thinking about productivity and how I want to approach it. So I might just start writing out some missions, some ideas for missions. I know I want to go through that damn ASMR box. It haunts me. And I'm planning on moving soon, because my lease is up at the end of March, and me and my girlfriend are thinking about moving in together. So, if that happens, get a sweet new studio. You'll have to say goodbye to this background. But who knows? Maybe, that might not happen. I might not stay here for another year. She might move in with me here for another year, and then she can gremlin on the couch and be in the background. I'm also trying to talk her into making her own ASMR channel, because I think she'd be good at it. And so if that happens, maybe she can do a guest video. Anyway, that's just kind of what I've been thinking about. Is just like productivity missions, and it sounds cool. So I'm pretty amped up about it right now. Some other missions, just going off my personal goals, could be like learn 5 songs this week on guitar, because I've been trying to play guitar again, or like ride 100 miles in a week, which would be a really tough one, but I think I can do it because that's just 5 days of 20 miles. Or I could be like, okay, this week I'm gonna try to take 100,000 steps, something like that. I just think I don't know. I'm just stoked about it. It's a new idea. I hadn't thought of it before. Just like grouping things, missions, taking 1 week to just hyper focus on a thing and just go after it with a machete. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. And you know what? If you're not doing well, just drop me a comment. Let's talk. Let's find you some productivity missions so you can start digging your way out of the crap situation your life's in. And I know it's easier said than done, but I think we can get through it, And if not, we can make things a little bit better. And that's really what we're after, is just continually making things a little bit better. And if we could do that, eventually we'll get to a point where you look back and you're just like, fuck, my life's pretty sweet. That's what I want. That's what I want for me. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for everybody. So let's go after it with a club. Let's realize that we have ownership over our situation. We have ownership over our life, and we can affect change, and we can do some good. So let's do it. So go get some sleep, wake up, and let's start planning your mission for next week. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.